Ladies and gentlemen, why didn't anyone tell me that we didn't have music? Why didn't we have one person say, hey, where's the music today? Hey, what's going on here? I just looked, I noticed it was muted. I noticed the music. I like to start off our weekends, I like to start off the week right here as a party. Not one person said, hey, where's the music? Hey, can you fire me up a little bit? Hey, can you get the boys in the locker room jumping a little bit? Can we get everyone again a little fired up? But no. I hope that's not the energy I'm dealing with today. I hope that's not that slow, sluggish. Guys, again, every single day is a party. Every single day you should be, again, jumping up and down out of the seat. Every single day you should be getting yourself ready to rock. So if you do not hear some live tunes every morning, please let me know. Now, traders, let's get ready to rock and roll on this day. Because right now, obviously, there are a lot of things traders are focused on. And I am going to change the music right here so you guys can hear me a little bit better. But let's get ourselves ready to rock and roll. Let's get ourselves fired up on today. Let's make sure every single trader understands exactly what we should be focusing on. And right now, TWWG is the stock to watch. Hey, if you guys are fired up on this day, if you guys are excited though, smash that thumbs on up right here and right now. And let's get this party started. So, I'm going to first look at short locates. How much are short locates over on TWWG? TWWG, let's just say I want 2,000 shares. Inquire all 2,000 shares. 2,000 shares. Let's go to locate low. Let's click cancel. That's going to cost me $10. $10 to short TWWG. I'm going to click OK right there. Sending and accepted. I spent $10 for short locates. I'm all set, ready to go. Beautiful. So, TWWG. I can go ahead and short this play if I want. Now, again, how much higher can this play get up to? We are running, we are spiking, we are climbing, we are ripping. This thing is up 213%. And as we saw, TWWG came out right here. Everyone take a look at the Fox Runner scanner. TWWG, 3-star press release. Enters into a material definitive agreement for the acquisition of wine authentication for tracking system and wine trading business. Man, I said that so wrong. That was embarrassing. Now, TWWG though, the number one thing that you guys want to focus on is the agreement, right? We are seeing that we have an agreement. 3-star word, agreement. TWWG right here is looking for more. How high can TWWG go? Well, for that, we got to look at the past chart history pattern. Past chart history pattern shows TWWG currently sitting right around that, 1050-ish mark. We did get up towards around $11. Now, the issue is right around that 1130 mark. What do you guys realize? Like, that is a good high. I'm not going to lie to you. That is a good high. Because if you guys take a look, TWWG, look how many bounces we have had. Bounce play off 1130. Bounce play off 1130. Bounce play, little crack underneath 1130. Bounce play off 1130. Bounce play off 1130. And then big sell-off underneath 1130. So the thing is, TWWG, it makes sense on why the stock just turned right around that 1130 mark. This makes sense as to why we are having weakness right around 1130 here. So I would say at this moment, TWWG, 1130 is going to be strong resistance. Past chart history pattern. We'll see if the stock is going to get its fair share of little spikes here and there. See if it can maybe get back up to 1090. But if you want to short this play right now, the best way to short it is this. Look for entries starting probably 1080s up towards around the 1090 mark. So you're going to be looking for entries here all the way up towards around that 1120, 1130 mark. If we start breaking through that 1120 to 1130 mark, that's where your stop loss is. Sometimes stock trading can be as simple as understanding, let me short at the high, and anything that goes above the high, anything that starts squeezing 1130, let me get out and move on. So if we wanted to go ahead, start getting ourselves maybe involved over on this play, I'm going to start putting entries here. And again, maybe 1090, do a short. 1095, do a short. Do a short at 1101, do a short. Do a short at 1107, do a short. That's kind of what I'm, you want to do. Spreading out entries at high areas that you can feel confident that if you get filled, you are getting filled near a top. It doesn't matter, again, if it is going to be the top 100%, but at least we're near a top. We are near the highest level. we are near the area that, again, a lot of traders would be saying to themselves, hey, there's a great chance of a reversal. Remember, I do not know. Guys, I know, again, sometimes people think like I know everything in the stock market. I don't. I don't know every single move. I don't know every single future, pop that could be happening. But what I can figure out a lot of times is where is there going to be a general idea of where reversing is going to happen, where there could be fading and falling, and we could see a sell-off. So right now, also a little heads on up, SDST came out with some press releases trying to get a little bit of hype at this moment. But as of now here, traders, you're kicking off your day and asking yourself, okay, hey, what's hot? Well, we do have IVF. IVF had a Trump rumor this morning. TWG is the number one play. And remember, I know all you guys use Fox Runner here, but if you guys are, again, staring at Fox Runner at the time of 6:50 a.m., there's a 3-star press release right here in front of us, talking about, again, this agreement for the acquisition of the authentication and tracking system with trading businesses. So, also, again, you guys have the answer right here. What is the best play of today with news or filing? Go ahead, click see all. TWG, Top Wealth Group, talking about the agreement. RAPT actually had an acquisition towards it. And we do have ATON, which is a little bit smaller. But if we actually want to go ahead and take a look at this, we can clearly see TWG is the top dog. TWG right here up 204% with this agreement, right? That's incredible. So agreement press release as number 1, and also ATON agreement press release as number 3. You could see, again, NVAX agreement press release as like number 7 here. So agreement has been a very hot key word that a lot of traders are excited about and getting some hype and getting some momentum behind it. Now, if we want to take a look at all the top gainers here today, we do have one stock above TWG, and that's IVF. So IVF, TWG, RAPT, BTTC, what's going on here? Well, again, whenever you need that extra step, click the analyst alerts page. So we did have SDST just come out with news right here. But if we scroll on down, we also have a couple good press releases that we want to be focusing on. We do have number 1, TWG, definitive agreement. Awesome. Now, again, what else do we want to see here? We are seeing IVF, right? IVF, rumor, IVF President Trump making fertility treatments. So there is a rumor going on that says IVF President Trump making fertility treatments cheaper for Americans to boost birth rates. So as of 6:15 a.m., there is no news on IVF, but there are rumors circulating on social media on how President Trump is making fertility treatments cheaper for Americans to boost birth rates. Okay? So that's what's happening over on IVF. And then we do have RAPT right here to be acquired for $58 per share. So whenever you get acquired for $58 per share, make sure that you guys understand you're probably going to hit $58 and just sit there. Let me, again, take a look at some of these other plays real quick. CCIH. Anything right here? I don't even see CC. Oh, wait. Oh, is that CCHH? Yeah, I'm just reading that wrong. CCHH. That had a little spike this morning. What TWG, we're watching it. What's GNLN doing? GNLN, anything there? Quick spike, quick dump. So again, nothing really there that we got to look at. CRVS, only +1 data. I don't know how active that's going to be. A little bit of a move over on CRVS. We did have CYN, talks about a patent. Patent press releases could be decent. CYN, nothing really happening there either. So again, it's great that we're aware, but again, we're not seeing too much. And SDST secures an air permit. SDST. Guys, SDST starting to steal the hype, starting to steal the volume, starting to steal the momentum. Right now, oh, guys, hold on. Guys, hold on. I'm so sorry, guys. When did I get filled over on TWG? Guys, TWG, hold on. Guys, this is insane. TWG, I'm actually in on this play, 1,500 shares right now. Holy Toledo. Guys, TWG, massive dump. Guys, I'm up $2,000. I'm going to take my profits. Okay. I'm taking a $2,000 gain right here. When I was going over that, when I was going over my play, I didn't even realize TWG went from $10, spiked into the blue zone, up towards $11. Guys, look how awesome this was. So yeah, TWG, I got filled at 734, at 1087, 1090, 1091, 1095, $11, and 1107. Just got out at 960, just made $2,000. Traders, so how did I do that? How did I just do that? I didn't even realize I was in on the play. I didn't even realize that I was in on the play right there. So how did I make $2,000? Just because of entries. Just because of good entries. Just because all I did was say, hey, place your entries at a good area. Now, obviously, I'm streaming. I'm talking to you guys. I'm going over different plays and stuff. But what did I say at the very beginning of this? Hey, let's place entries between these two blue lines. Stop loss at the red line. If it comes on up to the blue lines, we're going to get filled. Live on stream, I was placing all my entries. Then obviously I want to talk about a few different plays, but as we again spiked on up, this is where I got filled. TWG 734 and 53 seconds. Just got on out and again just locked in $2,000. All right, guys. Hey, everyone, you guys good on your day? Did everyone make $2,000 with me? Is everyone again good here? Did everyone lock in profits? Hey, everyone, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Everyone enjoy it. I'm gonna head on down to the Tradecaster basement. All right, hey, I'll take it though. I'll take it, baby. I'll take it. Woo! All right, traders. Great job, great work, everyone across the board there. Nice work here, guys. Now, I do want to open up the floor real quick. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns on how I just made $2,000? Please let me know right now. If you guys are confused, anything. But hey, as I always ask, smash that thumbs on up right here. Hit that like button. Hit that repost button. Hit that retweet button. Hit that share button. Hit that button where it's going to go to all your follow. Hit that button that shows something. Hit that. Let's all hit that. Nice and early, guys. Awesome job. Awesome work here. Now, what it really comes on down to is all I was doing was looking at the high. Traders, I will again stress this every single day, right? All I'm doing on these plays is I'm seeing TWG come out with a great press release, and I'm waiting for an overextended move. TWG went from $3, spiked on up to $11.20, came back on down, spiked on up towards $11.25, $11.30, came back on down. All I did was say, hey guys, if we come back up above the price of probably $10.80, $10.90, $11, let's just look for entries, and if it hits a new high, let's do stop losses. So let's short next to the high, because the high is always going to hold up as resistance, and let's have a stop loss if it breaks through that high. If it doesn't break through that high, let's short it. And that's exactly what happened. Spiked on up, almost like a big head and shoulders pattern. Stock came crashing right back on down. So all I'm doing here, traders, for anyone who does not know, is I never buy for breakouts. Like, it's very rare for me to see a stock up 300% and me sit there with a monkey, like with symbols in my hand saying, oh, we're going to go up higher now. We're probably going to go higher. Whenever I see a stock hit highs up 300%, it's very rare I ever buy it. If anything, I short it. Dip buy the lows. Short the highs. Do not fall into the rookie trap. The rookie mindset is we're up 300%. Let me buy the stock. Hopefully it goes up another 300%. That's the worst case thing that you can do. The worst thing you can do is see a stock up 200% and say, let me buy it at the highest point of the day, hoping it goes up higher. Reverse your mindset. Stock's up 300%, we short it back on down. Stock comes down towards, again, $8, $7.50. We go ahead and we look for a short. Sean, I thought you couldn't do stop losses in pre-market. You cannot actually place stop losses in pre-market. When I say stop losses, what I'm referring to is just getting out at this area. So the thing is, the stock spiked on up towards around $11, $11.20. That's where I would just get out of the play. You know what I mean? So right there, traders. Awesome, awesome, awesome work. Kicking off my day. Nice, again, $2,000 profit. Let's see how much we can run today. Let's see if, again, maybe we can turn this day into a nice, I don't know, maybe a nice $5,000 day. Maybe a nice little $5,000 profit. See if we can be able to make that happen. See if we can get after it and see what we can do. Deck, how did you get shares to short on this play? Remember, traders, I use Cobra trading. Cobra, they have shorts on 99.9% of stocks. So if you were saying, oh, my broker doesn't allow me to short, it's a very simple solution. You just have to get a new broker. So again, use the broker that is going to allow you to be able to short plays. Now, again, I do use a premium broker. As you guys know, you do have to have at least $20,000. They said they will allow anyone with at least $20,000 to open up an account with them so that you guys are all set, ready to go. So if you guys have not, you guys can use Cobra, sign on up to them. They will, again, help you on out. I'm going to post the link over in chat. Also, a little side note here, team, for all traders. I do want to post this for you. If you guys do not have 20,000, the PDT rule is about to drop on down towards PDT rule is about to drop to like 2,500. Cobra will be going down to around $5,000. So you'll be able to get all my shorts for about $5,000. Add your name to the watch list. So the moment they drop on down, you can sign up if you have like $5,000 or so. So add your name to the wait list. So they are, again, going to be one of the first brokers to be able to start dropping down and allow you to trade underneath 25,000. Make sure you guys are all set, ready to go. Guys, let's kind of take a step back right here. We do got a $10 donation from Summer History saying, hey, Deck, I swung puts on AMD. Tarriff news only amplified the snooze. Netflix earnings out today. Stranger Things 5, Dave Chappelle special, Jake Paul fight, all took place during that quarter. Let's fucking go, Deck. Let's go, baby. So again, you're saying AMD. If you had AMD right here, nice little move if you, again, was able to make some money off of it. But if you're saying, again, Netflix earnings today, you think you're going on the long side. You did have the Jake Paul fight. Obviously, again, that was one of the biggest fights ever. I know how crazy that is. Netflix made a lot of money. I know, again, Stranger Things just came on out. Dave Chappelle had a special. A lot of things over the last 3 months to bring users and viewers to Netflix. So I mean, Netflix right here, just a little heads on up. Regardless, if Netflix has a bad earnings and like drops on down to $80, it might be worth buying just because how cheap it is. But I also understand, again, Netflix being so cheap at this moment. It could be, again, a great entry just because it's probably going to spike back up towards like $97 or so. So awesome job. $2 donation is shorting like put options. Correct. So instead of me doing contracts, I'm, again, just shorting shares. Options to me, guys, I'm going to be frank with you. I hate options. Options, you have to worry about expiration dates. Options, you have to worry about time decay. Options, you got to worry about implied volatility. Options, you have to pick the strike price. Guys, shorting is you just short shares. If it goes down, you make money. Stock trading is already so complicated. So many people cannot make money trading stocks. Wouldn't you agree? Wouldn't you agree that the majority of people, they can't make money trading stocks? So why do they overcomplicate it? If I buy shares, stock goes up, I make money. If I short shares, stocks go down, I make money. But why, again, let's do an option trade where I have to not only pick the right play, but I also have to worry about time decay, and I also have to pick the right expiration date. I also have to pick the right strike price. I also got to worry about the Greeks and implied volatility. You couldn't even pick the stock that's going to go up. Why are we, again, picking 7 different things? And again, I say that out loud because, again, that's kind of what I went through when I was, again, trading and trying to do options and stuff, where I'm saying to myself, hold on a second. I got to pick implied volatility. I got to pick the strike price. I got to pick this. I got to pick that. And I got to pick everything, and it's got to do it within the expiration date? No way. I'm going back to buying shares. The only reason people ever do options is just because they don't have enough money. So they buy, a contract on Netflix or this one. And I understand that. With a smaller account, it's harder to make money quickly. But it's much safer just to buy shares. Well, I don't want safe. I want risky. Well, again, understand that risk does come with, guess what? Possible losses. I would rather, again, just keep doing shares, buy, sell, again, make money where I can. So right here, traders, awesome job, awesome work. Let's get ready to rock and roll and keep this party going. How's everybody feeling today? Can I get some energy in the chat room here? Can we get some thumbs up? Can I get a good morning? Can I get a deck mark trades? Right now we're getting ready for the next possible wave, the next possible move of news. Obviously excited. Hey Deck, how'd your golfer do on the PGA tournament? I already told you. Easy. Traders, I said every single weekend. I'm just taking $100 and putting it on Jake Knapp. Came in at 11th. Just do a top 20 every week. Every weekend, top 20. $100, top 20, top 20, top 20. Boom, boom, boom. ATM machine. Guys, right now, TWWG starting to fall back on down. A little bit of a dip by. Let's get ourselves prepared. We got 10 minutes here, team. Obviously, there are some big things that we got to be aware of and we got to know about. Right? What do we got to be aware of? What do we have to know about right now? Well, obviously, the S&P 500. The S&P 500 is taking a big hit. The S&P 500 is falling from 691 this morning and is falling all the way on down to where it is, 682. This is a big drop. Guys, the S&P 500 is down like 600 points right now, or the Dow is down like 600 points, excuse me. We are seeing a very big, drop at this moment. And why? Right? Why? It's because of tariff fear is returning. Tariff fear. We know tariffs, scary. Remember tariffs back in April of last year? Very scary. Tariff will always kind of induce fear. That's the new trend. When Trump lays tariffs out, people get scared. Now, this is not saying, again, please understand this. This is not saying that tariffs are bad. It's saying tariffs are still unknown. They're still, again, new and fresh. A lot of times, stock trading and stock investors, they want what is easy in the stock market. Well, what's easy is what's predictable. What is predictable is what we have done in the past. When we do things that we have done in the past, people feel confident, right? It would be like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a very silly example. Imagine you're on a diving board, right? And all you do is dive off the diving board every single time. Well, again, it's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. You're diving. People are like, oh, good dive. But what if all of a sudden you did a backflip? What if you did a double backflip? Well, obviously, guess what, guys? You doing a double backflip, that's scary. That's unknown. I've never walked these waters before. And then all of a sudden, guess what? You do it, you land it, and you get a big round of applause. Basically, what's happening is when you don't have the results of something that we don't know about, people will always fear in the aspect of, hey, it's not going to go well. Your mind as a human, a lot of times the natural sense would be, if it's unknown, I'm scared. You guys ever go in an ocean before and all of a sudden you can't see the bottom of the ocean? You can't see your feet? I live in Pennsylvania. I'll go to New Jersey, guys. You walk like 3 feet into the ocean and you have no idea what's by your feet. I don't know if there's a shark by my feet. I don't know if there's a poisonous snake by my feet. I don't know, again, what's by my feet 3 feet in the ocean, which is why it's scary, which is why it's unknown, right? When you do things that we don't know about, when we don't have control, it's a little bit nerve-wracking. So tariffs, we are, again, doing tariffs on this country, tariffs on that country, tariffs here, tariffs there. But the thing is, could it be amazing? It could be absolutely amazing. Could be absolutely incredible. But obviously, right now, we just don't know. So there will always be selling. There will always be fear. Obviously, as well, there is, again, tension with Greenland. Greenland, guys. Trump saying, we want to be able to have Greenland part of the United States. Europe says, well, we don't want to just give you Greenland. So most likely there's going to be some sort of agreement with Greenland, but that's unknown. So that leads to fear and uncertainty. So right here, traders, we do want to just kind of take a second. Let's go over to the analyst alerts real quick, scroll on down, and let's kind of go over again what we have here. Stock futures signal big losses. Here's why. So it says, stock futures signal big losses after Trump threatens new tariffs over Greenland. Dow is set for a 700-point drop. Stock futures pointed to a downbeat session on Wall Street on Tuesday as President Donald Trump intensifies his rhetoric on Greenland, threatening to impose new tariffs on countries opposing the sale of the Danish territory to the United States. Future data is last up pointed to a drop of 718 points in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The S&P 500 is poised to shed 1.6%, while the implied open for the Nasdaq was last pointing to a loss of 1.8%. Trump announced in a Truth Social post on Saturday that 8 NATO members' U.S. imports will face escalating tariffs until such time as a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. The tariffs will start at 10% on February 1st and rise to 25% on June 1st, Trump said. So basically what we have here is Trump threatened to slap 200% tariffs on French wines and champagne amid reports that the country's president, Emmanuel Macron, is unwilling to join the so-called Board of Peace for Gaza. So basically here, traders, this whole entire article is just going to go into the fact of right now, we are going to want to be able to work with Greenland. We want tariffs on Greenland. If anyone rejects us, and again, Europe, we're putting tariffs on you. So it's like, hey, we're putting tariffs on Greenland. If you stand up to us and you say, hey, we don't want that, we're going to be putting more tariffs on you. The thing is, the United States has leverage, guys. The United States is the biggest consumer country in the world. We buy product from everyone. Every single country needs the United States. That's a fact. So the thing is, hey, you know what? You let us do our deals. You interfere, we are going to interfere with you. If you want your economy to collapse, you want us to, again, charge you more, hey, go ahead and step up and say you don't want this deal with Greenland. If you, again, allow us to do this deal with Greenland, we'll continue to allow our consumers to go ahead and buy from you. So it's one of those things that comes on down to having leverage. I actually posted over on my X last night. I posted this. Let me scroll on down to my X. I said right here, I said, regardless of your feelings on Trump, he's one of the best negotiators in the world. If you read his book, The Art of the Deal, his tactics are pretty simple. For deals of this magnitude, he does need a few key things that not everyone has. Influence, money, and leverage. What do you guys think the President of the United States has? Influence, money, and leverage. When you have these three things, you can always ask for more, knowing how unreasonable it is, but with hopes of landing a deal with slightly less and that's still heavily favored at the end. Is Trump going to acquire Greenland to the United States? 99% no. But what he can do is make a deal with them for rare earth minerals, protection, and consistent money flow from the United States. In simple terms, you asked for a very large amount. Obviously, you're never going to get that large amount, but then again, you somehow negotiate and reach still a good deal that gets you the winning side. It's almost like, again, it's very simple, guys. Imagine if you were going to go buy a car. All right, the car is listed for $20,000. You walk in and say, hey, I will purchase this car right now for $14,000. The guy says, we're not even in the same ballpark. And you say, okay, what can you honestly do for me? He goes, okay, I'll come on down to $18,000. And you say, listen, I will give you right now $17,000 for this car. That's my highest offer. That's it. He goes, okay, deal. Guess what? You just got a car for $3,000 off. You feel like a winner. The guy sold the car. Everyone's happy. That's all Trump is doing on the largest the largest scale. Saying, hey, you know what? We want Greenland. Well, you can't have Greenland. No, again, we're going to purchase Greenland. We're going to, again, acquire Greenland. People in European countries, no, you can't do it. How about this? How about the United States then? We just use the rare earth minerals in Greenland. Greenland, are you happy with that? Yeah, we're happy with that. Okay, deal. It's basically if you go way too far, when you bring it back on down to what you want, people are like, okay, fine. Right? If you start there, people are like, no, you have to always go way farther and then bring it back down to that area. So again, that's basically the art of the deal. Always asking more, knowing you're not going to receive that, but again, working your way back to what you originally wanted. So right now here, traders, that's where the fear is taking on over. Okay? So we also, again, want to scroll on down here a little bit more. Let's kind of step on back here a little bit. We do have the S&P 500 S&P 500 right now down 0.7%, NASDAQ down 1%, Dow Jones down 0.5%, gold and silver slightly up. Remember, when the markets fall, gold and silver usually climb. Dow is set to fall more than 300 points on Trump's new tariffs over Greenland. Stock futures on Monday night pointed to a beat session as President Trump intensifies his rhetoric on Greenland, threatening to impose new tariffs on countries opposing the sale of Danish territory. So things we already know, right? So he actually posted this on Saturday night, talking about, hey, we want Greenland. This is over on Truth Social. So again, Trump only posts over on Truth Social. And again, if you guys don't have a Truth Social account, it is very important as an investor. I do not care, guys. I do not care if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, if you're this side, if you're that side. I'm saying again, the President of the United States is going to again have posts that are going to be worthwhile for you as an investor reading. If you, again, hate Trump so much that you don't even want to look at his posts, I mean, guys, come on now. We're trying to make money. We're trying to make, stock investments. I don't care your feelings, right? I want you guys to make money in the market. So if we see a post come on out like this, get ready for puts, get ready for shorts, get ready for a lot of probably spikes and dumps, right? We also saw right here, what stocks could spike from a Greenland acquisition. So we know, again, Trump, Greenland, the stock markets. What stocks should you watch out for? So here's an entire list of stocks that you guys should want to be looking at. Because, again, these are ones that could spike and climb and go on nice pops. So the thing is, very important, right? He's talking about, the world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland, President DJT. So this was something he came on out over the weekend as well. How much, again, Trump wants Greenland. If he wants Greenland this bad, the world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. Guess what? I would definitely be watching these Greenland plays, these Greenland stocks. So that's like the thought of the town here today, guys, all right? Make sure you guys are understanding that. Hey, you guys ready for, again, the 8 o'clock press release wave? You guys ready to rock and roll on this day with the 8 o'clock news? Let's get ready to go. Let's get ready for a big day ahead, and let's get ready for some fun. We already know, again, top dogs right here. IVF does have a Trump rumor behind it. That's all it is. It's a rumor that Trump is going to help out fertility, to be able to help, again, have more birth rates in the United States. TWWG did have a monster spike and dump. We shorted this. I'm already up $2,000 today. SPHP, a little bit of a spike right now, guys. SPHP, little bit of a spike at this moment. Little heads up for all traders. RAPT got acquired at $58 per share. You do not need RAPT. RAPT is moving sideways. You do not need it. SHPH, number one play I'm seeing right now. SHPH. I don't see any news right now. If anyone has any news, please go ahead and post it. But I don't see anything right here. We do have a brand new 8 o'clock press release wave coming on out in about 10 seconds. All eyes over on the news scanner. Let's see what we can get at this moment here, traders. Let's get ready to rock. As you guys know, though, I am sitting at this moment with a $2,022 profit, all before 8 o'clock. We do have positive phase 2 results, guys. Starting off on NSRX. Let's take a look. No volume yet. BWMX. BWMX talks about an agreement. No volume just yet. Let's see what else we have here. RNTX. RNTX, guys, talks about receives a drug designation. Little bit of a buying volume. We'll keep our eyes peeled. We do have approval over on IOTR. Let's see which one's going to take off with the most hype. A lot of news coming through. A lot of news right now, which I like. A lot of news right now, which, again, definitely could bring in that momentum. We do have enrollment in phase 3. Come on, I want to see where, again, the hype is going to be going. We know SHPH has some attention. We have a couple decent press releases down here, like RNTX. But again, no volume yet. Or, excuse me, RNTX. Let's just watch it. Again, a little buying volume. A little buying volume on RNTX receives an orphan drug. I don't know if that's going to spike. You do have the 50-day and 200-day moving average having a little bit of trouble holding it on back. What else do we have here? BWMX. No volume there. NSRX. Guys, NSRX starting to get the hype right now. Guys, NSRX. NSRX does announce positive results from phase 2 trials. Did go from $7 up to $9.50. Actually, there's only 986 shares that have been traded. Guys, that's literally one guy. This is one guy. So again, NSRX, do I want you to be aware of it? Yes, be aware of it. But there's only 986 shares being traded. Write that down right now. Be like, hey, NSRX spiking $2.50, but only on 986 shares. So it's like, I do like phase 2 trials. I do like the potential right there. Let's get ready to go. I think we're good right now. A little SHPH volume. Guys, SHPH, I don't think there is any news on this play. SHPH. 2 months ago, last press release. Shuttle Pharmaceutical. 1 week ago. 1 week ago it raised. Again, 1 week ago though. No, actually, again, it even says on November 3rd. Does anyone, again, I don't see any credibility on SHPH right here. Now, again, a lot of times when you don't have credibility, that does just lead to, again, quick little drops right back on down. It says that private placement press release, just be aware of this. It says SHPH has private placement at $4. So again, this was last week, just a little heads on up. It says Shuttle Pharmaceuticals announces above the market $2.5 million private placement at effective price per share of $4. This might get a little rip and run up to $4. And again, it's just, it's a little tough because this was last week's press release. But you know what? $4 is also the 200-day moving average. If we get a little spike on up towards around that $4 region, we could definitely look for a quick little short. SHPH, 2,000 shares, inquire all, locate lowest, click cancel. And that costs, again, right now, $97. Might be a little bit much. I don't know if I want that right now. I don't know if I want to spend $97. Maybe if SHPH actually gets up to like 380, 370. I don't know if I want to spend $97 right now on, again, a stock that I don't know if I'm going to short or not. So SHPH definitely has some hype. But we'll keep that one on watch here. Remember, guys, going through it, giving everyone the quick little watch list for everyone. Number 1, IVF does have a rumor. Trump is going to be helping fertility in the United States. Guess what? IVF is all about fertility. So that's why that one went on a nice move. TWWG did have an agreement this morning. This stock, again, nice spike. Came on up towards $11. Big time dump. SHPH does not have any news. Does have a private placement press release from last week at the price of $4. RAPT got acquired at the price of $58. As you get acquired at $58, you will not move off of $58. So again, if you get bought out at $58 per share, no one in their right mind will buy above $58 per share. What's again the example I always give? I always say, if you went to go purchase a gallon of milk for $5 at the supermarket, no one is giving the cashier $20 and saying, go ahead and keep the change. Cashier says, you know the milk's $5, right? He goes, yeah, but you know what? Here's 20. Like, no one does that in the stock market. No one says, hey, this stock is worth $58. It literally says it's worth $58. No one's going to purchase $60 worth. DRMA. Guys, DRMA just came out with some news. Again, right here, DRMA just came out now 10 seconds ago. Receives notice of a grant of a patent for its next acne treatment. So DRMA, little bit of a spike. Does have a patent press release. Might get a little hype. But again, a lot of these plays I feel like are just going to spike on up and just come right back on down. Just want to see, DRMA, 2,000 shares. Actually, let's just go even more. 4,000 shares. Possible short. 4,000 shares. This says no shares available short. Let's just see. Guys, right now, oh, whoopsie. I put the wrong play in. I put DRAM. Inquire all. Let's just see here. Locate lowest. Click cancel. $100 for 4,000 shares. Stock's on from 270. I'm going to let that go. Again, I want to see something kind of spiking a little faster, a little quicker. We do have DRMA up 17% at this moment, though. So right here, traders, obviously every single person staying alert, staying ready, staying alive. We're feeling good. We're feeling excited about this day, wanting to get every single person fired up, completely ready for this day at hand. FOXO, what the heck is that? Okay. FOXO, guys, says it's up 87,000%. This is a 0.001 play. Again, this is nothing here. Ignore this completely. Completely ignore, again, FOXO. There's definitely, again, just like some sort of weird that's not really up 87,000%. All right, traders, I think we are all set, though. Fully aware of what we need to look at, what we need to be on top of, and what, again, every single trader is focusing on this day. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and I do want to also say for every single trader here, every single investor, and every single person, happy Martin Luther King Day. I hope everyone had a fantastic Martin Luther King weekend. I hope you were able to, again, spend time to be able to relax, enjoy, celebrate the holiday with family and friends, or whatever you guys did to make you guys happy on that 3-day weekend. I hope you guys enjoyed it. But now we are back. Now we are getting back to the action. Now it is the live trading, live fiasco, live fiesta party. Get them all together, put them in the room, lock the doors, lower the shades, turn off the lights. And let's get ready to go ahead and make some fun trades today. Already 1 for 1 on the day. And again, we are sitting with a nice way to kick this this day on off with a good old $2,000, guys. I, again, will say 2026, we have been on fire. We are, what, 3 weeks into 2026? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And we are crushing it. Right now, already in 2026, traders, we are coming up to like $10,000 plus in 3 weeks of trading. We've had multiple $1,000 plus days, multiple $2,000 plus days, multiple just $100, $200, $500 days. So again, we've been doing very solid. We have had one red day so far where I lost about $500. Do you guys remember that? So that was like last Tuesday. I did lose about $500, little heads on up. But again, every other day has been $1,000, $2,000 profits. So it's been solid. It's been good. And obviously, again, I'm very excited to see what this market's going to do for us. I just don't, right now, some of these plays, shorts are a little expensive on some of these plays, and they're not high enough for me to be able to make a lot of volatility. Like, they're not high enough for me to make a nice profit off of them. Right now, if we're taking a look over on CNBC, tech stocks lead Wall Street sell-off as tension over Greenland escalates. U.S. 30 Treasury yields jump 9 points as trade war fears reignite. So it's kind of like we're going over everything we went over on April of last year. Tariff fear, trade wars. Guys, this is exciting. Hey, Deck, why are you so happy about this? Because again, if the market drops, guess who's getting a great dip buy? This guy. Ladies and gentlemen, back in 2025, I had one of my best years ever on my long-term investment account. Why is that? Because I bought on the lowest day possible. I bought on Monday, April 7th. That's when I bought in on all my long-term investments. And not only was I able to make what the S&P 500 gave on the year, a 17% gain, but I was able to make around 40-50% gain because I bought in on the lowest day of the year. So all my investments right now are sky high. So if all of a sudden trade war fear starts happening, tariff fear starts happening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to load the boat. Bring on. Bring it on. Bring on the dump. Bring on the crash. Bring on the weakness in the market. That's a better dip buying opportunity than you buying at the very tippity top. Easiest thing to do. Go back into a weekly time frame. Weekly time frame traders. Guess what you guys see? You guys can see perfect dip buys and entries. Notice on a weekly time frame, the 200-day moving average bounce off the red line. You come on down to the 200-day moving average, bounce on the red line. Come on down to the red line, bounce off the red line. Come on down, bounce off the red line. We ever drop on down towards around the red line? Guys, that's a fantastic, incredible entry. That would be a very big drop, but that's what I'm saying. That would be an absolutely insane entry. But now, I would say more look at the blue line. The blue line is also going to be a great opportunity, which is going to be the 50 weekly moving average. Bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play, bounce play. You guys can see again, bounce play. So it's usually going to be often the 13 EMA. If you go underneath that, it's going to be the 50. And if you go underneath that, it's going to be the 200. You can also go back on a larger time frame to get the best entry of all time. The best entry you can ever have is going on a monthly time frame and looking at the 50-month moving average. Over the last 20 years, The 50-month moving average is always the perfect dip buy. You guys can clearly see, why did I buy in on April of last year? It came on down to the 50-month moving average on the S&P 500. You guys can see in 2022, it bounced perfectly off the 50-month moving average. You guys can see back during 2020, you guys could see we came on down to the 50-month moving average. You could see in 2018, the 50-month moving average. You could see in 2016, the 50-month moving average. So technically, yes, the best dip buy that we could possibly have would be back on down to 503. That means the markets would fall like 25 to 30%. That would be putting us in a recession. And most likely that's not going to happen. What's probably going to happen is that the blue line over weeks and months is going to slowly work itself on up and get up near around like 600 or so. And then that's where, again, a possible dip could be at. So, the thing is, I, again, do not care. I really don't. I don't care if the S&P 500 falls, because that just means I'm going to get a better dip buy opportunity and lower my cost basis. If the S&P 500 rises, then I'm just going to make more money. So I do not get scared out. If the S&P 500 goes up higher, guess what? We make money. If the S&P 500 falls on down and we crash on down to the price of 630, guess what? I'm adding and getting the best dip buys possible. It's only a pro in stock trading. That's it. It's only pro. There is no pro-con. Guys, SPHH, again, this stock, as we know, SHPH, this one did have a $4 private placement last week, and now it's coming up towards around $4. I do think we will see a red candle near $4. Why is that? Because, again, $4 is not only where, again, the private placement was placed, but it's also the 200-day moving average at 391. So 391, see that? So SHPH trying to spike, $4 hit, get a little reversal. IVF starting to fade on down a little bit. Again, there is no credibility. Only a rumor there. Only a rumor. TWG, we might get a spike back up on TWG up towards around 10 bucks. That's a sleeper pick today. So definitely could be able to do it as, again, one of the top plays of the day. And then we do have just right now SHPH, guys, trying to grind its way on up and trying to get that pop and rip and run. Let's see if shorts have gotten a little bit less expensive. SHPH, I would say, again, 2,000 shares could be solid. Inquire. 2,000 shares, bringing this on over. Click, again, locate lowest. Click cancel. 40 bucks for 2,000 shares. 40 bucks for 2,000 shares. If this gets above $4, I'll do it. If we start, getting back above $4, we start maybe moving up to 450, 460, 470, 480. I definitely think that could be a nice, shorting opportunity. So $40, you know what? I like it. I'm gonna look to accept that and then start loading up some shares right now in case we do get a little bit of that pop. So I'll go up towards, again, 458, 250 shares. 461, 250 shares. Just in case we ever start squeezing and spiking up near around $5. You know what I mean? If we ever start squeezing and spiking up near around that $5 mark, I definitely would just want to be ready for it. I know $5 would be a pretty strong resistance line, and that's probably where, again, the next possible reversal would be if we could ever get that high. So I don't know if SHPH is going to get up there. I really don't. I have no idea if it's going to get there. But if it does, I'll have orders ready. So that's what I always like to do. Remember, guys, what's my strategy? Deck waits for overextended spikes at new highs where there's a lot of room for selling. So my strategy wrapped up in, let's say, one sentence, and maybe it's going to be two sentences. I really don't know where I was going with this. But I would say wait for hot stocks that are overextended, that are, again, coming up towards strong resistance, and short them. We do not buy stocks that are up 100%. The move has already happened. You are too late to do that. If you want to buy SHPH, you are buying for dip buys only. Never at highs. Dip buys only. Look for, again, a dip buy back on down towards $3. Look for a dip buy back on down towards some lows. That's where there's better opportunity. Not buying at $4, hoping, again, it goes up higher. That's the worst thing you can do. So amazing job to everyone here. Again, ourselves have obviously fired on up. Congrats to everyone who's made already a quick dollar. Congrats to everyone with a quick, nice trade here. 817 in the market. Let's get ourselves fully prepared, fully aware, and fully ready, guys. Let's do one of my favorite things every single day. And I know you guys do this. I think everyone here now uses Fox Runner, which is great. But let's go all the way down to the very bottom. Get every single person set, ready to go. So scrolling on down to the absolute bottom, the best way to kick off a day, the best way to get yourself fully prepared is let's do this right here. Number one, AI, artificial intelligence, full breakdown. So it says AI is massive. Here's a list of stocks you should know. Traders, if anyone here does not have some of their favorite AI plays, the stocks that, again, you guys should be watching and the stocks that you guys should be focusing on, here is an entire ecosystem of AI. Energy stocks, nuclear, all the nuclear plays. If you like nuclear energy plays, go ahead and check out this list. Gas and power supply. Okay, hey, go ahead and check out this play. Power. If you want to talk about AI chips, right here. Networking, memory and storage, tools. Well, here's again data centers and infrastructure, the power and cooling for data centers. We do have AI infrastructure, foundation, cloud distribution. We have applications, productivity, defense, and robotics. So traders, the entire AI ecosystem, if you guys want to go ahead and look at energy, if you guys want to look at chips, if you guys want to look at infrastructure, or if you guys want to look at models or applications, here is every single AI stock that you should or want to be aware of. Okay? Check that list on out. Find your favorites. Write down maybe the top 3 or so of every single one that you like and go from there. What else do we have here? We do have politician new buy alert. Politicians are buying war stocks again. Guys, this is a little bit weird when we think about it, right? War stocks. Why are, again, people buying RTX, war stock like plays when they're inside the government? Well, that's not very good. Do they know something that we don't? Do they know something that maybe is happening with Europe, or something that's happening with the United States, or something that's happening with Greenland, or something that's happening with China? So it's always, again, great to see what politicians are buying. What else do we have here? Retail traders' confidence is sky high. Hey, congrats, guys. Retail investors' bullish sentiment hits 2026 high. 49.5% of individual investors now express a bullish outlook for stocks over the next 6 months. On the flip side, bear sentiment dropped to 28.2%. So again, a little bit tough with the market dropping down right now. But what we can see is that we do have retail traders, you, I, all of our friends, everyone here. We have bullish outlook, bullish sentiment. We are all expecting the markets to continue to climb over the next 6 months. We do have, can MU still be considered undervalued? MU hits new highs, but is still considered undervalued. Guys, despite this heavyweight status, Micron trades at one of the most attractive forward PE ratios among major tech and AI related names. For anyone who does not know, Micron, is a memory play. Now, what do I mean by memory play is if we have advancing AI, they need memory, they need storage, they need to be able to store all this data, everything the internet gives them, all the data that, again, we throw at them, they need to have memory. MU is the leading AI memory play. Now, even with this monster spike, it still has a better PE ratio than Palantir, Costco, AMD. Now, what's a PE ratio? PE ratio, guys, is going to be the lower the ratio, the better the outlook is. So basically, a PE ratio, people always like to look for like 20 or below. You know, right now we have 9.6, which is kind of crazy. Palantir is at 173. So it's like Palantir is extremely overvalued according to the PE ratio. Micron is still considered undervalued, even with this crazy spike leading the memory sector. So that's pretty wild to be thinking about. What else do we have here? We do have all these rare earth minerals stocks. Guys, why are these important? Why are rare earth mineral stocks important? Well, because, again, we're talking about Greenland here. The whole point on why Trump is at Greenland is he wants the rare earth minerals. Trump is a guy, as you guys know, who likes to say, drill, baby, drill. We want oil, we want gas, we want lithium, we want copper, we want gold, we want silver. Guess what? Greenland is one of the biggest and rarest and has some of the best minerals that are untapped and undrilled and everything. So again, Trump says, hey, you know what? No one's up there. No one's using it. No one's exploring it. Yes, guys, obviously there are people that live in Greenland. I don't think you guys realize, and again, I'll be honest, I didn't realize. Do you guys realize how big Greenland is? And do you guys realize how far up on the globe Greenland is? It's like we have New Jersey, we have, keep going up, Vermont, we have Maine at the very top. Then we have like Canada. And then like above Canada is like Greenland, which is like the size of the United States and Canada together. And it's above both of them. It's like all the way in the Arctic. So the thing is, not many people live there. Not many people go there. Not many people explore there. Not many people have ever done anything there. But we know there are very rare minerals. So again, why not take advantage of those? So we do have rare earth minerals. These are, again, 3 stocks to watch in each sector. We have defense materials, industrials, grid and electrifications, nuclear fuel cycle, battery supply, antidote. So again, uranium, that's big. Copper, that's big. You guys could see some very big minerals that we want to be looking at, critical minerals and their usage. And then we also have a full breakdown of some of these very popular plays that you guys can go ahead and take a look at right here. So this is what I'm talking about, guys. You know, it's great to kick off every single day and kind of just get a little bit of a sense of like, all right, hey, these are some AI stocks I want to look at. Oh, hold on a second. This is weird. We're having politicians buying war stocks. Okay, we have, again, retail traders having bullish sentiment. Okay, Micron, again, still undervalued. Okay, we have rare earth minerals right now. Here's a nice little cheat sheet. Here's, again, getting a nice little list. All right, I always like kicking off my day, just going through this, getting my brain thinking, putting myself back into the market, getting out of weekend mode and putting myself in, of course, trading mode here. Apple iPhone shares surge in China. Apple iPhone shipment surges 28% in China. All right, so again, a little heads on up, China growing. Guys, today is starting off bad, as we know, right? Today, the markets are down big, but here's a little history. History of the worst one-day drops ever in the stock market. The worst ever one-day drop was Black Monday, program trading and portfolio insurance. Guys, we had a 20% drop back in 1987. Now, I will tell you right now, we will never in history, this is a Sean Deckmar guarantee, we will never in history have a 20% drop in one day again. Why is that? Can anyone tell me? Pop quiz. First one that gets this right gets a free month of Tradecaster access. First month, who's going to get it? Why are we never going to get another 20% drop? Triggers MWCB. What I'm saying right here. I think, again, you guys are correct on it, right? Limit down Holtz is because you guys are correct. I got to find the exact winner here. But what we have here is the stock market, if we ever fall more than 14% in the day, they just close the stock market. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, if the market falls over 7% on the day, the stock market automatically gets halted for like 10 minutes. Every stock, every play gets halted. If we fall more than 13% on the day, they just close the stock market. They say, guys, we're done. Everyone come back tomorrow. We're not doing any more. So it's like we will never have a 20% drop again. Pretty crazy to think about. Isn't it crazy this as well? What do we have here? Dow's set to fall more than 300 points over Greenland. And a guy, we kind of went over this a little bit. But, this is what, Trump put on Truth Social. But this is also the S&P 500 on, again, or SPX on the weekly scale. SPX on the weekly scale right here, we are sitting right at highs. Where, guess what? We do have room to fall. It's kind of crazy how when you do charting, you chart plays, they always seem to, when we're at this, resistance, bad news always comes on out. And when we're at bottoms, good news always comes on out. It's kind of always crazy. It's always kind of wild here, right? It really is. Top resistance, bad news comes on out. So we did have, again, Trump come on out talking about, the world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. As you guys know, here's, again, 3 stocks right here. Defense sector, mining sector, energy sector. All stocks that you guys can watch that are worthwhile because of Greenland. All right? Everyone write down this list. Take a screenshot of this list. This list is over on Fox Runner, so you guys have it. Little heads on up. Capital Markets, which is a financial analyst group. did come on out with their outperform list of 2026. These are the stocks that they believe are going to outperform the stock market in 2026. Make sure you guys check those on out. We also do have, again, top 10 NASDAQ stocks moving right now. These are all hot stocks that are currently hot. These are all plays that are moving on up. LRCX, KLAC, WDC, INTC, AMAT. If you guys have not yet, check out this list. These are all plays that you guys can put on your radar. They are some of the best on the NASDAQ so far in the first 3 weeks of 2026. Great little list right here. Traders, big news today. Earnings is kicking on off. We do have earnings right around the corner right here. We do have Tuesday, January 20th, Netflix. Guys, look at all the earnings we have. We have a big earnings season ahead. Today, Netflix is the big one to watch. So today, Netflix is the one to watch. Netflix is the play to be focusing on Tuesday, January 20th. A lot of earnings. Next week will be even crazier with earnings when we do have Microsoft and Tesla and Meta. We do have Apple and we do have MasterCard. We do have UPS. We have all these other very big ones coming up in the future. And then we get into today's news. BTTC, we know it's a hot one, right? Does receive $200 million BTTC from an institutional investor. RAPT getting acquired at $58 per share. Here's the rumor. IVF, President Trump making fertility treatments cheaper for Americans, right? AKN, no news. High short interest, recent reverse stock split. And then we're kind of getting into everything we already know about today, right? We already know about a lot of these plays. We already know about a lot of these press releases. We know the best plays of today are going to be TWG. We know, again, RAPD. We know ATON. We know IVF did have a rumor. TWG is the press release that does have the agreement. And SHPH does not have any news on it, but did have a recent private placement. So it is 8:28 in the market right now. Here's all the best news so far. Just getting everyone prepared. TWG is still our number one. RAPT, we don't even need to look at it. And ATON also had an agreement as well. And then overall, best top gainers on the day, IVF. IVF did have the Trump rumor. TWG, agreement news. SHPH had a recent private placement at the price of $4 on last week. BTTC did have a $200 million institutional investor jump in. So, all things that you guys need to be on top of, all things that you guys need to be aware of. But that's the beauty right here, team. Getting ourselves fully prepared. And that's what I want. That's what I want every single trader to do. Just be fully prepared every single day so that you guys are all ready to rock and roll. If you guys are not, or have not yet, make sure that you guys do head on over, get yourself, again, Fox Runner. It is free, or you guys can go ahead and sign up to the premium version. I, of course, use the premium version, but if you guys come on over here, this is what I use to get all the news. It's how I find every single press release every day. You guys will also get a free 30-day pass so that you guys are all set, ready to go. You guys can download it on your phone, have it on your computer. You'll be all set, ready to go over on Fox Runner. That's, again, my favorite scanner. Go check them on out. Go use them, and you guys will be all set, ready to go. All right, let's get ready to see what's next here, baby. We obviously are seeing what are we going to get at 8:30. SHPH, I'm still looking for, again, I'm still looking for shorts up near around $5 if that can get there. 8:30 news is about to come out. All eyes on the scanner at 8:30. Here we go, baby. Next press release wave, looking for the 8:30 press release, looking for the 8:30 hype. Let's get ourselves excited for the next big wave and see what we can do on this day. Come on now, baby. Anything big here. Let's see what spikes. Let's see what gets the rips. Let's see what gets the runs. Thoughts on a dip buy on TWG? I like TWG. TWG does have a good agreement press release, so I don't think it's just going to die. I really don't. I do think you're going to fall on down to like 650, 640. That's where, if you want a dip buy, 650, 640 is where you want a lickety split. So lickety split 650, 640 is where I would say the dip buy opportunity would be at. Let's get ready to go here. Big day. Let's see if we get anything at 8:35. SHPH is still a hot one. Guys, got to throw it on out here. Summer history with a $5 donation. Saying, hey, Deck brother, what's your best and worst trade? What did you learn from them? And could you help us? So, my best trade ever would be, again, what's my biggest profit ever? I was in a trade one time. It was a penny stock type of move. It was at the price of $7. I bought 9,000 shares on a $7 play, and it ran all the way on up towards around $22, $30, like somewhere in that region. There was a moment that I was up around $108,000, and I did not take it. It fell back on down towards around $70,000, and that's where I took my profit. That was back in around 2020, 2021. Back in 2020, we also had GameStop. GameStop, it was one of my biggest trades as well. Actually, it was not GameStop, but it was Tesla. So what I had with Tesla was I, again, had a massive order over on Tesla buying shares, and Tesla had a massive gap up overnight, and I was able to make $77,000. So my biggest trades ever was when I was making around $70,000 plus. Now, I was trading at the time with about a $300,000 account. I was, again, making massive trades. I was winning a lot. I was losing a lot. That was when I was able to make $552,000. Right now, my account size is right around $45,000. So again, I can't buy, 9,000 shares on a lot of these plays. I can get 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 shares on some of these plays. But again, I'm not going that big at this moment. And why am I not going that big? Because I'll be honest, once you start crossing that level, I'm not comfortable. I do get uncomfortable when I'm, again, putting in that much money. So I do need to be very careful, and that's something I definitely want you guys to kind of think about. Stay comfortable with your trading. Put yourself in place that you could say, hey, you know what? This is my limit. This is my threshold. When I was doing 9,000 share orders and I know I have $100,000 out in the market, my heart's beating, and I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping I'm correct. So yes, I was able to make massive money back in 2020, 2021, but I wasn't comfortable doing so. And that's where some days I would lose 20,000 or 30,000. I feel very happy and comfortable in my threshold of 2,000 to 4,000 shares, where I'm not making, let's say, $40,000 a week, but I'm making, again, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 right now, where I know I'm trading good. Like, guys, over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks, would you guys all admit that it's like, yeah, Sean is just trading consistently. Like, he's showing up and he trades good. He puts himself in good, confident place. And that's what I like. So again, I would rather, again, limit my money, limit my trades for confidence that I feel good about, rather than more thinking about it as a casino, hoping that I'm correct. So my worst trade, right, would be, again, the one that I have on my Instagram. As you guys have probably seen before, the worst trade I ever did was I was live on stream back in 2021, and I was down $100,000. I was down $120,000 in one day. Not only one day, but I made it all back within 5 minutes. I had about 9,000 shares on a play. Let me, again, go ahead and bring it on over. I'll show you it to you guys if you guys have never seen it before. And it's over on this account. So again, this is more of my personal account here. I do have it on my other account. But this play right here, guys, I will give you a little backdrop here. This was back in around 2020, 2021. And this was the play that we had NURO. NURO, just a little heads up, I want to tell you guys this quick little story about this play. Is NURO, I had on this play about 9,000 shares on the short side. My cost basis was where? My cost basis was $26.50. That's my cost basis. The stock right now is at $36. Guys, I am currently down. I know it's a little hard to see because Instagram kills some quality, but right now I'm currently down $78,000. This was me live on stream losing $78,000, and I'm shorting this play. And all I'm hoping for is that the stock turns and falls and drops. I'm looking for one of those big upper shadows. So I'm going to play the video, but what happens in this video is the stock keeps going up higher and higher and higher. And every dollar that passes, I lose $9,000. And the stock, again, I didn't know how much higher it was going to go. And I'll be frank with you, I was pretty close to getting liquidated on this play. If this stock started going up any higher, I would have lost over 6 figures. I would have lost my entire account. This is a trade that is extremely entertaining. But at the same time, it was one of the worst trades I've ever made. And I like posting this because not only is it entertaining, but it shows you, again, like, this is not how to trade the right way. I should have waited for the upper shadow. I shouldn't have traded with this big of money. But at the same time, I was able to come out of this play from losing $100,000 to making $20,000, right? So I'll show you again, kind of psycho trades back in 2020, right? So again, let's go ahead, take a look at it.
Gap up, we are live. Gap up and live. Let's see if it's going to fall. We still are moving on up still. Still moving on up. Stock could still get halted. Stock is still moving on up, and we are still moving.
Now I'm down $101,000 as the stock is still going on up.
And we're still climbing. Oh my goodness, guys. Guys, don't look at me. I'm embarrassed.
Guys, so this was my biggest loss ever on stream, down $100,000 at this moment, and I was pretty embarrassed. I was.
Team. Oh, we're still alive. Oh, it came back to life. Oh, it came back to life. Oh!
And just like this, guys, now I'm only down $53,000. Watch the candle drop. You can't see the level 2, but the candle's about to drop here.
Oh, it came back to life with a dump.
So there's that upper shadow. That upper shadow finally formed. The stock dumped. I was down $100,000. Now I'm down $53,000, and we did get halted.
I have 9,000 shares on the short. We're live. We're live.
Now we gapped on down with a halt. Now I'm only down $18,000.
Open up randomly. We are live. We are live right now. We are live with a gap down. We are live with a gap down. I'm currently again moving down. I'm down $4,000. Now again, I'm working my way back down to the green. I'm starting to get back green on the.
Now I'm green on the day. Guys, I was just down $120,000. Now I'm up $8,000.
Day. Let's see if we can get halted again on the downside. Can we get halted again on the downside? I'm currently in on this play right now. I'm still watching it. It could get a few bounces, but honestly, team, I don't even want to look. I don't want to look. Guys,
I just walk away. I just walk away. I'm up $19,000. It's halted.
Is when this one opens on up on NURO, we start taking some profits. There we go. 3, 2, 1. NURO, NURO, lockout, 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 lockout.
$20,000.
NURO holding a little bit to see if it keeps on crashing. NURO, lockout. NURO, 2,000 shares left. Holding the last little bit right here. Holding last little bit right here. Lockout, lockout. Ah! 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 This is my digital world. My world. Don't you dare come in here. This is my digital stock market.
That was probably the worst trade I ever made. So that trade right there, guys, little heads on up, that was probably the worst trade I've ever made in my life. That happened to work out. So just want to be open, just want to be honest. Very fun, very exciting. That was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But, that was probably the worst trade I ever made. But at the same time, I wanted to post that. Just because, again, it was live on stream. It was a pretty crazy day. And, how many people in chat remember that? How many people are still with me from 2021 days? Who remembers that live happening? Who remembers when I made that trade? I mean, guys, that's pretty crazy. But yes, that was probably my worst trade ever that I happened to come out in the green. But, I always like to kind of show those for fun. So, yeah, I got out, but got out in the green. But right here, team, I'm very happy with, how I've been trading at this moment, how I've been getting involved in the stock market. But I think one of the most important things that I can say is trade with confidence. Summer History with another $2 donation saying Deckmar 2028. Let's go, baby. Ah! Ah! Hey, Summer History, I appreciate all your donations and all the nice things that you do for me. Thank you every day for donating so much. It is, Summer History. I just want to keep you around forever. I appreciate all, again, your love and your support with the constant donations of every single morning. But 2026 here, guys, my goal is, do I want to get some big trades in 2026? You better believe it. Do I want some big profits in 2026, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely. But guess what? Also in 2026, I want to stay consistent the way I am now. I don't want to gamble. I don't want to go ahead and randomly buy a play and hope for the best. And I also don't want to short a play and not get out if I'm in the wrong. I want to short plays that I expect to dump on down, waiting for upper shadows, and then entering in a confidence level that I feel good about. I will say right now, there will be a point this year that there will be a short squeeze, and I will have to make a decision. Rip off the Band-Aid or hold tight. And you know what? My goal is to be able to obviously figure it out, but if I'm in the wrong, rip off the Band-Aid. That's my goal. My goal is to rip off band-aids when I'm in the wrong. My goal is to hold long to be able to make and maximize profit. My goal is to average about $1,000 per day. Right? Today we're already up $2,000. So as you guys know, what's the best game in the world? The calculator game. $251 or 251 days in the stock market. Right? Let's times that by $900 average. Guys, that's $225,000. Who here would be happy making $225,000 by against stock trading and day trading plays? That's what we're on track on. That's what we're doing so far in this first 3 weeks of trading. Guys, can I ask you a question as well? And again, you guys can be honest with me. How have you guys liked my trading in 2026? Obviously, same old deck, getting crazy, getting wild, looking good every single day, extremely handsome. But as in deck, tightening up the screws a little bit. Trading stocks with confidence, limiting the gambles, putting ourselves in plays with high reward and low risk, having stop losses, allowing plays to make us profit. How have you guys enjoyed the live streams in 2026? Can you give me a rating? Give me a rating, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best. Now, if you say 6, 5, 4, 3, I do not mind. But just again, give me a reason on how I can improve. I do not care if you give me a 3, but I want to know why so I can be better for you. If I'm perfect 10s across the board, I love it, and that's amazing. But if there is something else that I can do to help you become a better trader, I want to be able to do that. Now, if you're saying, hey, change your strategy. Again, that's not my strategy. I'm not going to change my strategy and not make money in the stock market. I will continue to look for hot press releases. I will continue to go ahead and short highs. I will continue to, again, nail dip buys. I will continue to alert plays. And even if your strategy is not the same that I'm doing, that's okay. Guess what? I'm going to alert all the hottest stocks for you. I'm going to go over all the hottest press releases for you. I'm going to have my trade idea scanners up, my Fox Runner scanners on up. We're going to have Cobra on up. We're going to go through everything together. So again, even if you don't like buying hot news, even if you don't like shorting stocks, even if you don't like doing dip buys, I'm still going to go over everything so that you can be able to figure out a play that you like as well. Guys, let's see if we do get a little pop-up here. And I can go ahead and maybe look for some profits soon. So thank you guys. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Patent mug. Deck, the only thing I would like you to improve is to be better at responding to questions in the chat. So again, just a little heads on up, traders. I again give all my main focus over in traders over on Tradecaster. Tradecaster, guys, is where it is at. Tradecaster is where I put my focus. Again, if you want to become a member of Tradecaster.com, they again always get the top focus. They are again paying members over into the chat and the community, showing the most amount of support. So again, I encourage everyone, if you guys want to show support, come on over here to a free 7-day pass over on Tradecaster. Have access to the video library, the chat rooms, the live stream every single day. Summer History with another $5 donation. Another one saying, you have helped me so much. You've made the unclear and complicated easy to understand. Because of you, I've turned $1,000 into $14,000 in 1 month. Well, that's absolutely insane, Summer History. And Summer History, I hope again next month we can continue to do it even more. We can continue to do it even more here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Summer History with another $20 donation. I give you a 9 because we can always improve. Just keep your health and living great. We need you strong and sharp for each stream. Let's fucking go, Dekmar. I loved your interview with Jay Dunn. You changed my trading game forever. Yeah! Thank you. I mean, you're firing the kid up today. You're just firing the guy up. Woo! Woo! Right now here, traders, we are waiting for the next possible press release. We are getting ourselves going right now. Continuously ripping and running, spiking and climbing. Guys, SHPH, we might get that pop up towards around $5 here. I'm looking for shorts near $5. So if we start getting shorts up towards, you know, that 480 mark, that's where I want to get filled. SHPH still again top dog. SHPH top dog right here. TWG came on down right to 650, 640. Lickety split. You ever get that dip buy? Over on TWG, that's 650, 640 dip buy. So far, pretty solid. Again, SHPH, how high is this going to get up to, guys? SHPH, we might be getting filled here pretty soon as we spike on up towards the 480s, as you guys know. I don't know how high this one's going to go. I am going to look for starting shares to short in the 480s if we can get up there. And then probably just surround like $5. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I might even go a little higher, though. Like 511, 495, 496. So again, if we can start getting in the 480s, I'll start going after it a little bit. I just know, again, $5 is usually a strong resistance line. I just want to see how high we are going to creep our way on up. See what type of momentum's really going to move in on this play. We just got up to 474. Did not enter anything just yet. Just a little heads on up. I did not enter yet. What I do like is I do like how we're starting to get a little overextended. Let's just keep on moving on up, though. Let's see if we can keep getting a little overextended. Keep on grinding. Keep working our way on up towards around some highs. Guys, there we go. First entry just got filled. First entry, 500 shares just got filled. 500 shares, first entry over on SHPH just got filled. Got filled at the price of $4.96 right there. 500 shares. I will get filled more if we spike on up towards like, you know, 515, 520. Just a little heads on up. So if this thing keeps on squeezing up towards around some new highs, I'm going to keep getting filled. I'm going to look for about a $250 profit. It's only 500 shares. Please understand that. But if I can get $200 plus out of this trade, I'll take it. So again, I only have 500 shares. You know, I'm in at the price of $4.96. So again, if I can get, you know, about a 20-30 cent drop over on this play, I will definitely take it. I do know $5 is going to be a strong resistance line. $5 is not going to be easy to break. So again, starting off on a first little entry here, looking to see if this can drop back on down to the 460s, 450s after hitting strong $5 resistance. So far, SHPH has been the best play. But, you know, wanted to start off our entries, get ourselves involved, try to make a free like $200. We start crossing like 150. There we go, guys. Let's keep on dumping. 122. Let's get a nice little red candle back on down to the low 460s and take our profit. We're at 470. We want low 460s. There we go. 467, 150. There we go, guys. Take your gains right here. All right. Quick little $160. All right, guys. Good work. Again, we short right next to the $5. And now, again, stock's starting to drop back on down. Everyone do a nice trade with me right there? Everyone get a nice little $5 entry short side. Now it's starting to fade back on down. Hits $1, hits $5, hits $10, hits $15, hits $20, hits $25, hits $50, hits $75, hits $100, hits $150, hits $200, hits $250, hits $500. These are natural resistance lines. Natural resistance lines. They're where, again, traders are going to naturally sell. People will always naturally sell at the price of $5. So the thing is here, traders, this is concepts you have to know. If you do not understand this, please head on over towards, again, the video library. Just type in, go over to the boot camp, scroll on down, and please understand support and resistance. Support and resistance part 1, support and resistance part 2. This will go into full detail on how to understand support and resistance. Okay? Support and resistance, you know, such as knowing that $5 is going to turn and fall and fade. So again, support and resistance lessons. Again, those are over on Tradecaster. Make sure you guys are all set. Come on over, get yourself involved, and let's get ready to go here. Nice trade right here, guys. So right now we're up about $2,200 on the day. I mean, traders, I'm actually just, I mean, like, I'm not saying I'm done on the day, but obviously I'm happy. Obviously, again, I'm pumped. Obviously, again, we're good to go. I mean, if I'm locking in, again, $2,000 on the day, I mean, I really don't have too many concerns. Let's get ready, though, in case this one does pop itself on up. Let's try to figure out how high can the next pop be, okay? So let's try to figure that out. How high can the next pop be on SHPH? SHPH. Next old spiking high area is right here. That's 560. 560 is the last big spiking high back on 1010, and that's right around that 560 area. So if you got filled at $4.80, $4.90, $5, incredible, great. But if I were you, you probably want to cancel your other orders until probably 550 or higher at this point. So got a nice little trade right there. 550 or higher is the next possible opportunity. Ross, hey, Deck, on that crazy trade that you showed us, what gave you the confidence to stay in when you're already down 80K and growing? Again, Ross, like, I wish I could give you a very good, formulated, articulate answer, but it came on down to I was down so much that I was just letting that puppy ride. Okay. Ross, I wish I could be like, oh, you know, I knew the VWAP was coming on up and the cross index of the MACD Akomi cloud. It was going to, again, you know, hit 92 on the RSI, and from past chart history pattern, the stock was most likely going to fade and fall. Volume was getting weaker as I saw, again, the ask increasing over the bids on the level 2, and then again, we were going to be able to see a drop. Unfortunately, it was like, I'm down 80K. Let's just ride this puppy on out. So that was like, that again, that was I was 26 years old at the time. I was just a psycho mode. You know, now it's got to be a lot more consistent, a lot more, you know, steady. Right now, it seems like SHPH might get a little bit of a pop this morning. Right now, 460 here. Again, amazing job here. Hey, traders in the chat, you guys are excited. Everyone hit me with a good old deck mark trades. Ah! Woo-hoo! Guys, drop a GIF in the chat room. Show some love. Let's get the people going here today. Obviously, I want every single person to get fired on up. I want every single person excited. I want every single person getting ready to make some money here today. My goal is to make you money today. That's what I want. My goal is to make you a profit today. That's what I want. So, all good at this time. 8:55. And now, again, we're going to wait for that 9 o'clock press release wave. 9 o'clock press release wave is next. Whoo! What a day. What a day it's going to be here, baby. TWG trying to warm back on up. TWG's got a little ways to go, but I like what you're thinking. Guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back on the mic here before the 9 o'clock press release wave. 9 o'clock press release wave coming on up. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right here, traders. 8:58. We got the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. $9 a.m. press release wave. I'm looking for something good. I'm looking for something fast. I'm looking for something hot. Guys, let's get ready to go. I need everyone lubed up today. Ready to slide. 8:59 at this moment here, traders. We got about 40 seconds until the next press release wave. All eyes over on Fox Runner here, over on the news scanner. We want to see what type of news is going to be coming on up, and we want to increase this $2,200 profit to maybe, again, $3,000 today. Can we be able to make another $800 and be able to push ourselves up to $3,000 on this absolutely beautiful Taco Tuesday? I think we might be able to. I think we could. I think we can. I think we will. FRSX, that's a quick little spike and dump over on FRSX. Guys, 9 o'clock is here right now. SHPH is still trying to grind on up a little bit. Got up towards around $5, but now starting to fade back on down. SHPH, again, you know, it does have some sort of uptrend. It's probably going to be back closer towards like 375. No news yet on low float plays. Now, again, there is news out there at 9 o'clock, but there's no news yet as the stocks that are under 30 million in float. Now they're starting to come. We do have a fast track. Fast track press releases are known to spike and usually give a lot back. No sort of hype just yet. Receives an award over on MSGM. MSGM receives an award. No buying volume over there. We do have, again, indication to initiate phase 1 and phase 2. That's not saying positive data on phase 1, phase 2, but we are initiating phase 1 and phase 2. We do have NEWS news. NTSK, NTSK, increased demand on AI. Let's see what we have here. Guys, you guys see anything spiking big right now at, again, the time of 9 a.m.? We have all the hot news coming on out. Nothing kind of taking the flow just yet. No sort of big hype just at this moment. I would say CMTL. CMTL receives Space Components Award. I like, again, receives an award. Those awards have to do with space components. So, again, maybe a space stock, Rocket Lab, SpaceX. You know, that's kind of the vibe I'm going with, to see if, again, maybe that could start getting a little bit more attention and momentum. IVF, SHPH, TWWG, BTTC, CRVS. CRVS is trying to grind on up a little bit. CRVS is not a bad play. CMTL, I still think has potential. Has potential. If buying volume moves in, CMTL will start getting some hype. If buying volume moves in, CMTL will start getting a little momentum. Zach, what do you think about CRVS? Again, CRVS, this one seems like it's a solid play. I want to see really quickly what was going on with CRVS here. CRVS, does it have any news from today, or is it just news from 3 days ago? If I go over to news, type in CRVS. CRVS, guys, Friday it came out with news. This news that it came on out with was after the stock market closed. So technically, this is the first time traders are able to trade it. Now, again, look at this, guys. It came on out right here. It says CRVS came out with news January 16th, which was Friday, at 4:01 p.m., which is, again, the stock market closes East Coast time at 4 o'clock. So this right now is the first time traders are able to react to announces results from its cohort 4 placebo phase 1 clinical trials. All right, so right now, CRVS, phase 1 news. Let's go over everything together, guys. How about we do that, right? Let's go over everything. So if you guys want to put together a perfect watch list, if you guys want to put over a perfect play, if you guys want to be able to be fully understandable of what we're looking at for today, let me go over it all for you, okay? Now, let's break this on down. starting off at the very tippity top, we do have IVF. IVF here, traders. This is a stock that unfortunately does not have any sort of credibility, but this play does have a rumor behind it. We can see right now, if you guys take a look, IVF is considered the #1 top gainer in the stock market. You guys can see IVF currently up 278%. This is where the majority of traders are focused on. Now you might say, why? Well, again, let's scroll on down. I saw this earlier here today, and let's just get a full understanding about this play. It's right here. It says IVF was rumored that President Trump is making fertility treatments. Now, guys, does anyone know what IVF is? IVF says Invo Fertility Inc. So look at this, guys. It says as of 6:15 a.m., there is no news from IVF as the company, but we are seeing that over social media. People are again circulating the ideas that President Trump is making fertility treatments cheaper for Americans to boost birth rates. Okay. So if you actually go over to just say X, let's see if this is correct here. Right? A lot of times you guys can scroll on over towards, X, and you'll be able to see a lot of like people saying like all these rumors and such. So that's like something I do whenever I'm trying to find a certain play or understand why it might be spiking or ripping or running. I do go on over here and I'll just kind of go through this and be like, hey, why is this stock up? And it's, even this guy, like I'm just looking at the first fertility stock that's looking to be in the spotlight after hours on Friday. So we could see President Trump making fertility treatments cheaper for Americans. So we could see like how, again, all of a sudden it starts getting that hype and momentum. All right, cool. That's the power of social media sometimes. Sometimes social media is going to get that hype. Social media is going to catch traction. Sometimes you can type a play in over on X or StockTwits or Reddit and be able to find, again, maybe why it's going on this rip and run. So again, right here, we are getting the answer right here over on Foxrunner on IVF. Now, what's the pro, what's the con about this? The pro and con about IVF is the fact that since there is no actual credibility, it's very hard for buying momentum to continue to move on up. If there is no credibility, a lot of times rumors fade. Let's think about a rumor in high school. Hey, there was a rumor in high school that you kissed your brother. Okay, I don't know, I'm making something up right now. All right, I hope I'm not bringing back any weird rumors for you guys. Maybe at first, everyone's like, oh wow, that person kissed their brother, right? But then again, the rumor dies off. Then it's like, oh yeah, that was just a rumor, that's not true, right? So again, that's kind of how rumors work. They gain a lot of traction, and if there is no credible evidence, after a while they just die off. And then again, a new rumor forms on something else. So it's hard for me to say, hey everyone, let's go buy IVF today when there is no press release from IVF, when there is no official statement from the White House, when there is no actual document saying that we are going to put money towards fertility to be able to help generate a larger population in the United States. We don't have that right now. So most likely IVF might get the occasional pop here and there because it is the #1 top gainer. It is a low float stock. It is a play that traders like. It was up 338%, 1.8 million in float. The news is a rumor, $5, $2.50. Like, it's most likely, unfortunately, not going to get the hype and be able to continue to keep on pushing. Okay, no big deal. Well, what's next on the list? SHPH. Now, SHPH right here, traders, this is another play where unfortunately there is not much credibility behind this stock. If we take a look over on SHPH, we take a look, Wednesday was the last press release we're seeing. Like there's nothing right now on SHPH, and let me double check here to see if there's anything that's like looking absolutely fantastic about this play. No, I don't see anything. We know SHPH is a top gainer. We know SHPH is a stock that traders are liking. We did have a press release last week over on SHPH, okay? Where they talked about a $4 private placement. SHPH, $4 private placement. Definitely, again, kind of bring in hype from last week. But again, that's not news today. And if the news was so great last week, it probably would have spiked last week. So SHPH, we take a look at more of this play going from, again, $1.64 to $4. Yes, the stock has hype. Yes, it's a low float play of less than 1 million in float, but it's hard to be able to bring in continuous buying volume when you don't have a press release from the company on the specific day to be able to, energize, ignite some excitement. That's what we want. So as we hit $5, I looked for a short. As you guys know, why did I jump in at the area I did? Why did I start shorting SHPH on this play? At the price of $4.96, at the price of $4.97, because I know $5 is going to be strong resistance. So I just said, you know what? There is no actual news. $5 is a very strong natural resistance line. I'm going to short this play at $5. I made a free $160. That's very nice, very simple, very easy. So to be frank with you so far, I'm not the biggest fan of IVF right now. Rumor play. I'm not the biggest fan of SHPH at this moment. Now again, let's keep going down. TWG. TWG did have credibility. TWG was one of the best plays of today. TWG did come out with a press release right around 7 o'clock this morning. Let's scroll on down towards around 7 a.m. And it was actually, I think, at like 6:50 this morning, right here. 6:50 a.m. TWG came out with definitive agreement for acquisition. This is the best press release today. This is the best stock that has the most credibility, that has the best chance to be able to move itself back on up. We do have an agreement. We do have an acquisition of a wine authentication. So traders, when we acquire something, we are acquiring everything that comes with it. If we acquire a business, we gain their assets. If we acquire a business, we get all the revenue. If we acquire, let's say, this wine authentication, guess what? We are going to get the profits that come from that. So when you acquire something, a lot of times that is reflected in the stock's price. And that's why TWG went on a nice spike and rip and run. The only thing I don't like about TWG is the fact that TWG here, traders, unfortunately, it's given back about 50% of its gains from its highs. The stock has gone from $3, spiked up towards around $11. That's about an $8 move, and now has had about a $4 drop. It's hard to, again, get excited when a stock has just given back about 50%. Sure, it's still a nice place. Sure, it's still a hot press release, but volume will always be at the highest near the highs, where traders believe we can continue to move on up. TWG was my big short today. I shorted TWG today at the price of $11, $10.90, $11, because we had upper shadows forming at that price. So if anyone was not here earlier this morning, I did short this play at around the price of at the time of 7:30, 1087, 1091, $11, 1101, 1107, and then I got out at 960. Stock was able to pay me $2,000 today. Shorted at resistance, had a stop loss at the high of the day, stock faded all the way back on down. If I kept on holding, I could have made about $4,000 today, a little bit over $4,000 if I kept on holding today. How incredible is that? How amazing is that? So TWG, I think it's the most credible play today, but unfortunately it's still not just like the best play today. So what is the best play? We've gone over again IVF, rumor play. We've gone over SHPH, which again doesn't have credibility, but it's still holding near those highs. Our target is 560. Target 560. That's the old spiking high back on October 10th. That is very important, that old spiking high, that is your new target if this one does start spiking. TWG has now given back about 50%, and we do have CRVS. Now, CRVS, this one, if you guys take a look, this one did have news on Friday. And since it came out with news in after hours, this is the first day that traders can react to it. Friday, not many people were here. Friday, we had the holiday weekend. Friday, we had Martin Luther King Day with, again, the 3-day weekend. Today, this morning, is the first day that people are reacting to this news, saying that we are announcing results from the phase one clinical trials. Now, again, this is only phase one. That's my negativity. My phase one, it's the smallest. It's the latest. It's not as important. But having positive data is still positive data. And CRVS is trying to move itself on up at this moment. $15, strong resistance, starting to fade and fall at this moment. So CRVS is something I think has credibility, but it's lighter credibility of only phase one. CRVS is slow and steady, strong $15 resistance, one of the best plays as most consistent plays with credible news at this time. TWG is one of the best news, unfortunately doesn't have hype. SHPH does not have news, $4 private placement last week, and now again trying to break through $5 and run up to 560. IVF this morning has a rumor press release behind it. Now, what else do we have here? BTTC. BTTC, another great press release that I have to throw in the category of like TWG. Right, guys? If I scroll on down this morning, you guys can actually see that we did have great news over on BTTC. And again, all the way back at 5:50 in the morning, secures $200 million from a U.S. investor. $200 million going to the company. That is going to be reflected in the stock's price. That is going to be reflected on the stock's play here, right? So that's why BTTC went on this rip and run. It has all the credibility in the world. But it's just like TWG, unfortunately giving back around 50% of the spike, it's just not going to be as hot or as exciting. RAPT got acquired at $58 per share. RAPT stock soared 64%, acquired at $58 per share. You got acquired for 58 bucks, you are going to be sitting at 58 bucks. So traders, let's kind of make our life simple at this point. We know the best news of TWG agreement, unfortunately not getting hype. We know the best news of RAPT acquired at $58. We're not going to touch it. FRSX, this stock up 47%. Now, if we take a look at all the best plays here, IVF, rumor play, no. SHPH, I would say yes, you want to watch that one. It's near its highs, looking for the breakout. CRVS, yes, I would watch that. Near its highs with phase 1 data. TWG, aware of it, but not playing it. BTTC, aware of it, but not trading it. RAPT, aware of it, but not trading it. FRSX, keep it on the back burner. So it's always great to have this list right here to make sure that we know exactly what we need. That we know exactly, again, what we should be focusing on. We know exactly, again, what we need to be on top of. We should be able to make our lives extremely simple on, what are the best plays here. Let me again click here so that we are all good moving forward. All right. So let me again just post this for everyone. I'm just going to post this, just say best press releases of today. Best press releases of today. Right? TWG, RAPT, FRSX, ATON. But we do want to say CRVS had news on Friday afternoon, which traders are now reacting to. All right, cool. So now we can feel confident. Now we can feel good. Now we can, have an understanding of what we need out of this day. Now we can feel good and have, a confidence on, all right, hey, this is what we should be looking at, or this is what we should be focusing on. So there's that list of all the news. And let's also post this list of just all the top gainers on the day. So now again, I always like to cross-reference. I think that's very important to cross-reference everything. Cross-reference from, again, our previous top gainers to, again, the stocks that are top gainers today to the stocks that have the most news. Top gainers this morning with and without news. IVF, SHPH, SHPH, TWG, CRVS, BTTC, RAPT. Again, my goal is to make sure you're prepared. If you are not prepared, I am not doing my job. If you are not aware of all plays, I am not doing my job. If you do not have confidence to pull the trigger, I am not doing my job. If you are not making money, I am not doing my job. So we are all set here on this day. 9:17 in the market. Obviously, again, let's try to find the play that we should be looking at. SHPH, again, break of $5. We're good. TWG. You know what I want to do right now? Let's look at previous top gainers. Guys, let's look at what was the number one top gainer on Friday to see if that one gets any sort of momentum. What was the number one top gainer on Friday here? Friday's top gainers, VERO. VERO, 459% spike. Does anyone remember this play? VERO, 400, unfortunately gave back too much. If you guys want to go back to a 5-minute time frame, VERO did go crazy. $2 up to $12. Now it's all the way back down to $5. Maybe a little dip by, maybe. But the thing is, VERO, as you guys can see right here, starting to give everything on back, starting to get a little bit too weak. JFBR, also a little hype. JFBR, that one again spiked. Unfortunately, gave everything on back. SPHL, mid-candle breakout pattern. Let's go ahead and take a look. Unfortunately, that's not a mid-candle breakout pattern. You might say, why not? Again, why? Who can give me the answer here? Why is SPHL not a mid-candle breakout pattern? If you guys take a look over on SPHL, again, mid-candle breakout patterns are my absolute favorite. Why is this not a mid-candle breakout pattern? Well, again, a mid-candle breakout pattern is where you have good news, a stock explodes all the way on up. Step one is there. Step two would be that the stock, again, spikes so high, people start taking profits, and shorters start moving in, and the stock falls 50%. Step three would be, since the stock had good news and now it's a dip buy opportunity, shorters get squeezed and the stock starts moving its way back on up. Now, what is SPHL missing? SPHL never held its gains at 50%. SPHL, guys, this more just turned into a massive dump all the way back on down. This is not a mid-candle breakout pattern. This is more of like a pump and dump. It's gone straight up and straight all the way back on down. Not only that, it's now all the way down here in pre-market. It's gapping on down even lower. So again, are we holding near the mid-candle area? No. We again fell through that threshold and now we're all the way down at new lows. So again, you could still look for a dip buy and bounce play, but is it a mid-candle breakout pattern? Unfortunately, it is not. Did Netflix come out with their earnings today? I don't believe they did. I don't believe they did just yet. Let me double check here, guys. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They might be coming out tonight, maybe? Yeah, I don't see them right now in any sort of way. All right, guys, we're going to speed run. We got 10 minutes left on this day. I am going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to speed run everything you need to be aware of on today, talking about what we have going on in the market this morning. You guys ready for this? All right. This morning, we are seeing the S&P 500 on a dramatic drop already. We are falling 100 points. The S&P 500 is going to be down nearly $9, $8 from where, again, we ended off on Friday. The S&P 500 has fallen from 691, fell all the way down to 679, and is currently sitting at 680. The reason why this is happening is because there is back to tariff fear. Yes, you probably remember tariff fear back in April of last year. Tariffs, again, first went into effect over in early March. And guess what happened? People got scared. People are saying, I never experienced tariffs. We don't know what's going to happen. Are there going to be trade wars? Is there going to be this? Is there going to be that? When there is uncertainty, there is going to be fear. When there is fear, people are going to hold their money. People are going to collect their money, aka take their profits and get out of the market. Now, if the S&P 500, if it falls and fades and drops, guess what? That's going to be the best possible dip buy we can get. Remember, if the market continues to rise and run up towards new highs, we make money. If the stock fades and falls, we are going to get great dip buy opportunities. Remember, if you want to become rich in the stock market, it's not about buying at the very tippity top up here. It's about buying at the very bottoms. So the thing is, if the S&P 500 falls and fades and we have tariff fear, who cares? Get ready for an amazing entry. The best entry you can ever get is going on a 50-month moving average chart on the S&P 500. Look at the best dip buy. 50-month moving average on the S&P 500. Dip buy in 2018, dip buy in 2019, dip buy in 2020, dip buy in 2022, and where I bought in, as you guys know, Monday, April 7th, back when we had our last tariff fear. Do I think we're going to fall all the way back on down toward this region right now? No, we usually touch that region once every 3 years is the average. That's usually the best dip buy. We most likely will not hit the 50-month moving average until around 2027 or 2028, and that's probably when when it'll probably be closer towards around that 600 region. Regardless, you guys have to understand that dips are not bad. Dips are opportunities for you guys to get new better entries, right? So again, the S&P 500 will forever move up. There will never be a time that the S&P 500 crashes and it does not recover, because that has never happened in history. The entire Earth, the entire population of human population is going to need and focus on, guess what? The top 500 companies in the United States. The United States is the most dominant, is the most powerful, is the most indestructible economy in the world. Not saying we don't have flaws. Not saying we're not going to break and bend at some points where, again, we do fade and fall and then we recover and move back on up. So the thing is, don't be scared that we have tariff fear right now with Europe. Don't be scared that we have uncertainty. Be, again, joyful if the market falls, that you are going to be getting a better dip buy opportunity. Now, what we are simply having, for anyone who does not know, is Trump wants to put in tariffs on Greenland. That's what he wants. Trump wants tariffs in Greenland. He said to Europe, he said, if anyone again tries to get in the way between the United States and putting tariffs in on Greenland, we are now going to put tariffs on you. The majority of European countries thrive and have economic success from selling whatever product they have to the United States. The United States is the number one country in the world for consumers. We buy things. Us Americans, we like buying things. We like buying. We like having things. Every country in the world brings their stuff over to the United States. So Trump gave you an option. He says, hey, you know what? You can allow us to do tariffs on Greenland. You mind your own business. Or if you want to interfere, we are going to put tariffs on you. And again, your economy is not going to do as well. So now again, people start getting up, start kind of stepping on up. They start saying, ooh, are we going to have trade war fears? Are we going to have this? Are we going to have that? So we have Greenland talk. We have tariff talk. We have, again, trade war fears type of deals. That's what, again, we have at this moment. I posted, again, a tweet earlier talking about, how Trump usually negotiates. Trump needs three things. He needs influence. He needs money. He needs leverage. He's the president of the United States. He has influence. He is, again, a multi-billionaire before he was the president of the United States. He, again, has money, and he has leverage, as the United States essentially controls every other country in the world, as in they all have success from selling their products to us. If he says, hey, you know what, we're just going to, again, keep raising tariffs on you if you interfere and we'll crash your market, most of them are not going to interfere with us. But that still is going to lead towards people being nervous. People, again, saying what bad could happen on this. So Greenland is the talk. Now, why is Greenland the talk of the town? Well, Trump is a man who says, drill, baby, drill. He's a man who likes to be able to have oil and gas and these rare earth minerals. Well, if you guys do not know, Greenland is one of the most untapped, unexplored places in the entire world, right? It's pretty crazy to be thinking about. Greenland is absolutely massive. If we go over to images over on Greenland, not only is Greenland massive, it is so high up on Earth, like most people don't realize. Greenland is like larger than the United States and Canada, like almost combined. Greenland goes all the way up to the very top of the Arctic Circle. Greenland is a frozen tundra that not many people live in whatsoever. But the thing is, we know it has all these rare earth minerals. It has uranium. It has copper. It has all this stuff that we could be able to use. So guess what? Over the weekend, Trump came on Saturday, saying that he's going to put tariffs on anyone that interferes with their Greenland tariffs. He's saying he wants to be able to have, again, complete control over tariffs over on Greenland. And that's what led to the market dropping. Now, with that being stated, we are going to be seeing probably slower conditions on the S&P 500 today. Let's go over towards, again, everyone do this with me right now. Go over to the go to the analyst alerts over on Fox Runner. Scroll on down to the bottom. Let's get ourselves fully prepared, okay? First things first, let's go over to, again, the Greenland talk. Greenland talk, right here, is we have rare earth mineral stocks. These three stocks to watch for each sector that has to do with rare earth minerals, aka Greenland plays. We have magnet and defense materials, industrials and strategic metals, grid and electrification, nuclear, right? Uranium. We have battery supply. We have anode and storage. These are all, again, powering the next decade. Critical minerals, mapped by use, not by height. Greenland type of plays. Critical minerals and their usages. More mineral plays right here. Now, with that being stated also, we do have at this time this. This is, again, Trump's post on Truth Social that he came out with on Saturday, talking about how he's going to be putting tariffs over on Greenland. You guys can read more into this at this time. But again, tariff talk always leads to dropping the market. Then Trump also released a statement from the White House. He was saying this right here. This is the most important sentence. The world is not secure unless we have complete and total control of Greenland. President DJT. That is the most important sentence out of here. So if he is so focused on Greenland, you as an investor should be most focused on Greenland. What stocks could spike from the Greenland acquisition? Defense sector, mining sector, energy sector. These are all plays every single trader should write down because of Greenland plays. All right? So I wanted to just go over that very quickly, making sure every single trader is ready to rock and roll on this day. We got 3 minutes till the market comes on in. Last little thing right here. Let's just go through this, get everyone prepared. Number one, here is the entire AI ecosystem. AI market is massive. People don't know what stocks to look at in AI. This is every sector within AI with every stock that is popular within that sector. The energy sector and nuclear AI plays. Gas and power, AI plays. Chips, AI plays. Networking, memory, architecture, infrastructure, models. Go to this list, write these on down, save this, screenshot, print this on out, because these are all AI plays that are going to be relevant and around throughout 2026 and beyond. We also, right here, traders, we did have this guy right here. Who the heck is this guy? This guy is buying RTX. RTX is a little bit scary because that's a war stock. It's a stock that has to do and thrives with war. Is it weird that we have tariff talk, trade war fears going on, and now we have politicians buying war stocks? Not good thing. Retail traders, confidence is sky high. There was just a poll that came on out. 49.5% of retail traders are now bullish over the next 6 months. A lot of traders are expecting that we are going to see momentum towards the upside. Can MU still be considered undervalued? MU is a memory play. AI, people have already talked about this. The next trend of AI could be memory. Understanding, comprehending, being able to store everything within AI. MU is the #1 memory play. And even after this monster spike, it still has a great PE ratio. It is a better PE ratio than Palantir, Costco, AMD. So MU is a stock to watch, traders, for, again, memory plays for, again, 2026. We had all these critical Greenland plays, China, Apple iPhone surges in China. Today starting off red, could be worse. We had all the worst days ever in the S&P 500. We had the Greenland talk going on. We had, again, Trump talking about how he needs Greenland. We do have capital market financial analysts. They put their top picks of 2026. Here are the top 10 stocks so far of 2026 on the NASDAQ. Here are the earnings of today. Netflix has its earnings. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think right now we have gone over absolutely everything. Oh my goodness, we've gone over everything. And remember, if you guys, again, do not have Fox Runner, make sure you guys head on over right now. Grab yourself Fox Runner. It's literally free. So that's why, again, it's free to get. I obviously use the premium version. But if you want to use the free version, at least just have a news scanner, you guys can do that. So take advantage of it. Sign up, free 30-day pass. And you guys will be all set, ready to rock and roll. Now, let's do it. Let's get ourselves involved. Market is now live. We are up $2,200 on the day. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ourselves fired up here. Everyone, if you guys have not yet, hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button. Like and subscribe. Get yourself going, because I need to get myself going right here, people. It's going to be a day that we could be able to cross nearly $3,000 in the stock market. That's what I want. I want every single person. I want us crossing that $3,000 mark in the stock market today. So let's see what we have here, traders. Every single person staying ready, staying set. Let's see if maybe a play gets, halted right off the rip. If we can get a couple halts right off the rip, we'll be all good here. I'm looking. I'm staying ready. Come on! Woo! Come on! Looking for the hype here today, people. CMCL. But again, one of the things that I do fear is today going to be slower because of fear? Are traders going to reflect and say, wow, the S&P 500 is down today? I need to, again, sit back and stay smart. I need to put myself in a good position. I don't want to, again, hurt myself in any way. You know what we could do as well? We could go ahead and trade the prop firm today. Work on a daily payout. Definitely something I could look at here, traders. Say to myself, hey, let's get ready to go. Let's get ready to get after it. So I do have my prop account. And my prop account here, traders, if I think the S&P 500 might keep on going down. I mean, look at the S&P 500's level 2. There are so many traders right now all running over towards the S&P 500 at this time. S&P 500, little bit of a pop. I'm actually thinking maybe the S&P 500 starts fading and falling again. This is the my prop account right here, guys. I started with 100,000. I did make 108,000. So right now I'm up $8,000 over on my prop account. Little heads on up. I do think the S&P 500 could be able to continue to fade and fall. You guys know I do like trading US 500, which is a little bit of a psycho thing to do, but at the same time, it is the most active and you can be able to make the most amount of money. I would say if again we could be able to spike back on up towards. I'm trying to just find a good area. Let me go back to like a 2-minute time frame here. It seems like we have a lot of strong resistance right next to 683. Probably a little pop above 683. Little pop above 683 is where I would like to short. Come on up towards 683.50 or so. Get a nice short up there over maybe on the prop firm account. RAPT, you don't need to care about that one. Guys, RAPT has a $58 resistance line. So, like, it'd be very, very tough to break $58. CRVS, $15 made resistance over on CRVS. Let's see again what we can do here. Looking for the first live trade of like the morning, as in the stock market being open. We already have 2 trades today. 2 for 2 on the day. Currently up $2,200 on the day for everyone joining us. We did make a trade around 7:50 in the morning, and then we made another trade right around 8:30 in the morning. So 2 trades on the day, but we do got to be aware of the stock market, of again current market conditions. We can't just trade every day nonstop, no matter what. It does come on down to current market conditions. Now, again, it's like skiing, right? Skiing and snowboarding. If you are, again, a person who likes to ski and snowboard, sometimes I want to go crazy and have fun and go on the back trails. But if it's icy and there's no snow, you can't do it. Same exact thing with stock trading. Sometimes I want to go crazy and go wild. But again, if the stock market is not allowing me to do that, I have to respect that. So right now, team, I am kind of turning more towards my prop firm account. And I'm going to be looking to be able to make a trade over there, over on US 500. I'm probably going to do 1 order there. And if this thing can spike on up towards around 683.50, I'm going to look for a short. Okay? 683.50, I'd probably look for the next potential shorting opportunity.